When Harvestella was first announced, I was immediately interested and excited. With how increasingly popular farming simulators have become, I'm always interested in seeing different developers' interpretation of the genre. And when I saw that Square Enix, one of the kings of JRPGs, was going to try their hand at a farming sim RPG, I was immediately interested in playing it and wanted to share my thoughts. The game opens up with your character waking up in a small town called Lethe Village. You have no memory of who you are or how you arrived there, and a mysterious girl says some cryptic words to you before disappearing. Luckily, you're allowed to stay at the nearby farm and do with the land as you see fit. Soon you learn about the Seas Lights, 4 gigantic crystals which control the 4 seasons of the land, and the Quietus, the dangerous season of death, where people lock themselves in their homes until it's over. Unfortunately, the Seas Lights have been acting abnormally just as you arrive into this world. Add in some time travel shenanigans, and you've got yourself a very big problem. One of the aspects I greatly enjoyed was the style that this game has. The designs of the environments are fantastic and diverse, with both the towns and the dungeons being extremely memorable, and all of it looking beautiful to explore. I also can't neglect the great soundtrack, which ranges from hauntingly ethereal melodies to easygoing folk-like tunes. It's neat too that there are 2 variations of each town's music, one that plays during the daytime and one that plays during the evening. I really like the characters' designs as well, especially the distinct style of their clothes, even if the practicality and appearance of some of their designs might be a bit questionable at times. The hand-drawn character portraits are great looking as well, and your own player character's portrait will have the unique hair, skin, and eye colors you chose in the opening customization. Even the farming tools look cool. In short, this game has a very Square Enix touch to it, and I love all of it. Growing crops is pretty simple, and while your farmland might be a bit cramped at first, you can eventually expand it when you have the money. There are no harvest sprites, but there are fairies that arrive to your farm as you progress throughout the story. If you complete the tasks they set up for you, you can unlock recipes for makers that can turn your farm products into processed goods, as well as unlock improved farming techniques. You'll also eventually discover different biomes where you can cultivate unique crops. At the end of each season comes the aforementioned Quietus. While you, the player character, can safely step out onto your farm, the same can't be said for the rest of the world. Any crops you have planted will die, so you need to make sure any fully grown ones are harvested beforehand. And since you can't go exploring during the Quietus, all you can really do is go back to bed. There are 3 kinds of livestock you can purchase. They'll be babies when you first buy them, but in a few days they'll provide products for your farm, so long as you make sure they have food in the silo. Clefals are chubby chicken-like birds that will give you eggs. Woolums are a strange hybrid of cow and sheep, while also resembling goats in appearance. They provide milk, as well as wool you can sell. The 3rd type of livestock is the Totokaku, a large jackalope-looking creature that serves as a mount to help you navigate the world map more quickly. Thankfully, this one is an adult as soon as you buy it, so you can ride it right away. With these harvested crops and animal products, you could sell them for a profit, or you could keep them in stores for cooking ingredients for the many recipes you can find. I admit that I have a habit of neglecting cooking in these kinds of games, but I found myself doing much more of it in this one. And that's because hearty, filling meals are important. Using your farming tools and weapons will consume stamina. If your hunger meter is above 0, you'll gradually regain stamina as time passes. While you won't ever starve to death, it's nonetheless a good idea to make sure you have some fuel in the tank, both for your HP and your stamina. Combat is a fun, fast-paced action RPG, and an important mechanic is the job system. As you meet more party members, you'll unlock new jobs that have their own unique skills and attributes that you can unlock and upgrade the more you use it. You can have up to 3 of them equipped at one time, and you can change jobs even in the middle of battle, so long as there's no cooldown time. Some jobs will be better suited for particular enemies and dungeons, which means you should choose wisely. You'll also have a fancy new outfit with each job, and all of it kind of reminds me of the dress sphere mechanic in Final Fantasy X too. Each job will also complement some players' playstyles more than others, so it's a good idea to test the waters and experiment with them. Party members are more than just your combat allies. As you progress through the story, you'll be able to complete each party member's series of personal quests. Doing this will increase your relationship with them, which will earn you rewards and even improve your skills in battle, similar to the social link mechanic in the Persona games, which means it's definitely worth it to go out of your way to complete these missions. Harvestella is a very good game overall. My only major complaint, however, is that it's a bit lacking on the farm and life sim aspects. Growing crops and building machinery is fine, but the livestock is pretty minimal. You don't need to make sure they have food in a bin, just that the silo has feed in it, and you don't need to worry about them getting sick in the rain because they'll automatically stay indoors during rainy weather. You can't even enter the animal houses to talk to them when it's raining. You don't need a milker to milk woolums or a pair of shears to get their wool. These may seem like unimportant details, but in a farming sim, I think these small details help make the experience what it is. After all, taking the time to care for living creatures is an important responsibility for a farmer. While I like that each party member has their unique series of quests where you'll learn more about them, the romance system is pretty underwhelming. After you complete the main story, you can ask a party member you have maximum relationship points with to be your life partner. There'll be a unique cutscene with them, they move in with you, and that's it. There's no wedding or partnership ceremony, and the special dialogue you have with your life partner can barely be called romantic, no matter how hard you squint. They don't even have special pet names for you. And of course, having kids is out of the question. It's too bad that the romance, if you could call it that, is so bland, because I think the characters are great. It would be nice if there was a special romance route you can have with them, like in Persona. Besides romance, I think the life sim aspects could be improved with the addition of holidays. You don't even get to choose your birthday when you customize your character. Maybe after you complete a town's main story, go unlock a unique holiday where all the party members will gather. There can even be some holidays where you can have a special date, something that's present in most farming life sims. I don't think these lack of farm and life sim aspects are deal breakers by any means, but when almost every other game like it has these things, its absence is very noticeable. But despite my criticisms, I had an absolute blast playing Harvestella. The graphics are fantastic, the writing is complex and interesting, and the gameplay is very enjoyable. I really hope that Square Enix will do more with this new IP in the future, and hopefully with some improvements to the farming and life simulation. Overall, this one is definitely worth picking up. Thanks so much for watching! If you enjoyed the video, be sure to click like, and subscribe if you want to see more.